One of the first things you should do to customize your blog is to set options in your personal profile. These options determine a variety of things, including the editor you use to compose your posts, the language you use, the avatar image associated with your account, and various personal information that may appear on your blog. It's also where you can change your password if you need to. You do all this in the Profile Administration panel. Let's take a look at that now. So right now we're on your home page. We know we're logged in because of this gray bar up here. To get to the dashboard quickly, just click the dashboard button, and that takes us to the dashboard. What we want to do here is come down to the Users area. So click Users, the triangle there, and that expands it. And what we want is your profile. Now this is the Profile Administration panel, and I'm just going to run through the different options that are available to you. At the top here, the first option is to disable the visual editor when writing. WordPress has two editors for when you're composing posts or pages. One is the visual editor and the other is the HTML editor. If you turn on this checkbox, you will disable the visual editor and you'll enable the HTML editor. The visual editor is very much like a word processor. It's a WYSIWYG style editing. When you apply bold, it looks bold. There's no special tags that need to be entered. It's all basically what you see is what you get. If you turn this on, it'll switch to the HTML editor, which means you'll need to know HTML to edit the contents of your posts and pages. In most cases, you're going to want to keep this checkbox turned off. The admin color scheme determines the colors used for the administration panels, and there's two options. There's the blue scheme and the gray scheme. The gray scheme is chosen by default, and again, this is a personal preference, which one you like better. I'm not going to change this one. I'll leave it set to gray. Keyboard shortcuts will enable or disable the keyboard shortcut feature for moderating comments. If you turn this checkbox on, you can use shortcut keys to moderate comments. The browser connection option, if you turn on this checkbox, it will automatically use HTTPS access in order to access your administration panels, and that could make the access more secure. The interface language is the language that appears inside the administration panels. The language of this text here, like the labels and the descriptions of the different options. We're leaving it set to English because English is the language that I speak. But if you spoke a different language and you wanted to use WordPress in another language, you can choose a language from this menu. And there's quite a few languages listed. This does not affect the language that your blog is written in. In other words, the language of your content. You can actually have two separate languages for that. And there's another way that you would set the language content for your blog. Down here, primary blog, this is the primary blog for this account. This account only has one blog, so that's all that's listed. If we had multiple accounts, there would be a pop-up menu here that we could use to change the primary blog. Down here in the name area, you can't change your username, but you can change your first and last name. You can also enter a nickname for this account. If you change the nickname and you entered it here and you saved your changes, then it would appear on this menu along with the account name and the different variations of your own name. If I wanted to change this so that all the blog posts were posted using my first name instead of by Springfield K6 School, which is kind of generic, I could just select that from here. Scrolling down some more, you can enter in contact information for yourself. You must have an email address entered. That's the email address that WordPress.com will use if there's a problem with your account or if it needs to contact you about other information. Don't feel that you're going to get spammed. You are not going to get spammed. The folks at WordPress.com do not send out email for no reason. They don't bother you. This area here allows you to put additional contact information. Maybe you've got another website or another blog you want to list. Maybe you've got some instant messaging information here. You can enter all that in here. About yourself is a biographical info box where you can enter information about you, personal information, professional information. In this particular instance, we've got an elementary school, so we might want to enter information about the school, when the school was founded, what town it's in, where it's located, things like that. And that would all go into this box here. If you scroll down to the bottom, you see where you can change your password. You would enter the same password in each box. And this little strength indicator would show you how good your password is. The best passwords have combinations of letters, numbers, symbols, uppercase and lowercase. Passwords are case sensitive, and the more weird things you put in your password, the stronger that password will be. Once you've made changes in this box, it's very important that you click the Update Profile button. When you do that, it'll save the changes that you made to the profile. If you recall, we saved changes down here where I changed my name from Springfield K6 School to Maria. And when you click that button, it will save your changes, and it will confirm that the changes have been saved by putting a little message up in here. So that's the main settings in the profile box. And again, you can use that to complete the information about your account and give you an identity in the WordPress.com community as well as on your blog. It also sets options that control how your blog's administration panels look and work for you.